Drones over Moscow in mass seem to be doing nothing to ease Putin's natural paranoia as autocrat of Russia, quite the reverse. According to SiliconWafers channel, it is noted that in this episode everybody looks at the targets of Ukraine's sanctions, Moscow, Ryazan and other nodes within Putin's military machine. Recently, Ukrainian drones struck Moscow. One dramatic image showed a mobile air defense outside the Kremlin itself. There have been drone attacks on the Russian capital before, but this is different. Russian commanders are marshalling forces to defend the city against a sustained onslaught. It looks like the drone siege of Moscow is beginning for real, according to Forbes. Moscow Mayor Sergey Sobyanin claimed that on the night of the 26th to the 27th of October, Russian forces shot down some 34 drones flying towards Moscow, and that a total of 193 drones had been intercepted during the night. Russian officials invariably claim that 100% of incoming drones are shot down and that any damage on the ground is caused by falling debris. This is claimed even in cases where undamaged drones are filmed scoring direct hits on oil refineries. According to Forbes, it was obvious that from the start of the war that Russian air defenses were leaky and not well suited to tackling small drones. In theory, Moscow is one of the best defended cities in the world, with a double ring of silos housing interceptor missiles. But although these can stop a ballistic missile, they are not designed to detect, track, and engage small, slow-moving drones like the Luty and Firepoint FP1 drones that Ukraine launches on a nightly basis. The first 8 drones attacked Moscow in May 2023, shocking Muscovites who had been assured that the war would not come to them. This was more in the nature of a wake-up call than a serious attack, and Ukraine focused on other targets until more than a year later in August 2024, when the Russians claimed to shoot down a raid of 11 drones. Since then, the attacks have become more frequent, hitting every 2 months this year in March, May, July and September. The March raid involved some 91 drones. Now Ukraine is ramping up drone production with the goal of producing 30,000 long-range strike drones this year. Makers Firepoint are already producing 100 FP1 drones per day on their own, and there are many others involved in the campaign. H.I. Sutton has listed 24 varieties, and these are only the types that are known. Meanwhile, after a delay due to technical issues, Ukrainian's Flamingo cruise missile is in production, with deliveries expected in the next few weeks. There is even the possibility that US-supplied Tomahawk missiles will start flying towards Russia. Forbes recalls, all of this is also fueling feelings of paranoia in Putin. All this causes Putin to experience paranoia.
Russian Foreign Minister Sergey Lavrov said Tuesday his country is waiting for the United States to confirm a peace plan they presented in August to the Russian delegation at a summit on the war in Ukraine in Alaska. According to Associated Press speaking in Minsk, Belarus, Lavrov said Russia is ready to proceed to final agreements on the plan presented in Alaska. We are still waiting for the US to confirm the proposals which they passed to us and which we took as a basis, he added. Lavrov also said he hoped a long-term peace between Russia and Ukraine would prevail. Lavrov's remarks came after Vladimir Putin appeared Sunday in an official video to hear Russia's Chief of General Staff report that a nuclear-powered missile had covered 14,000 kilometers in a test. Russia claimed Monday that the weapon cannot be stopped by air defenses. The news came after a week that saw tough new US sanctions prepared for Russia's key oil and gas sector and new European commitments of military aid to Ukraine.
Он в присутствии своего президента подтвердил, что наше понимание верны, и мы сказали, что мы готовы на этой основе двигаться уже к оформлению окончательных договоренностей. И по большому счету сейчас мы вот до сих пор ждем подтверждения Соединенными Штатами тех предложений, которые они передали нам и которые мы взяли за основу. И президент Трамп после Аляски неоднократно, и до Аляски, кстати сказать, говорил, что нужен долгосрочный, устойчивый мир, а не какое-то временное прекращение огня, которое ничего не даст, даже если оно продлится год или два. Это его слова. Так что я надеюсь, что все-таки вот эта логика, которая была Соединенными Штатами воспринята, логика установления долгосрочного мира, она возобладает. Надеюсь, что мы сможем получить позитивный ответ от Соединенных Штатов на предложение о том, чтобы они тоже согласились в одностороннем порядке соблюдать количественные показатели, закрепленные в договоре СНВ-3. Президент Трамп несколько раз позитивно отзывался об этой инициативе президента Путина. Так что, собственно говоря, мы вот рассчитываем, что вот эти позитивные отзывы, они воплотятся в какое-то официальное объявление.
Пока мы не имеем возможности оценивать перспективы возобновления переговорного процесса, потому что, как мы уже неоднократно говорили, возникшая пауза вызвана нежеланием киевского режима продолжать этот переговорный процесс и нежеланием киевского режима отвечать на те вопросы, которые нами были заданы, на проекты тех документов, которые нами были представлены, и на предложения о дальнейшем формате работы в составе различных групп. Все это оставлено без ответа. Взяв на поруки такого клиента в виде киевского режима, европейцам долго придется их содержать. Киевский режим умеет всемирно клянчить деньги, умеет тратить деньги так, что потом никаких следов найти невозможно. И думаю, что они будут продолжать эту практику, конечно же, и не 1, не 2, и не 3 года. И здесь европейцам нужно будет приготовиться к тому, что если они будут так же, как сейчас, продолжать в отношениях с киевским режимом, им придется раскошеливаться все дольше и все больше.
Bulgaria signed an agreement Tuesday with Germany's defense company Rheinmetall to build a gunpowder and ammunitions factory as part of Europe's efforts to improve its defenses following Russia's invasion of Ukraine. According to Associated Press, the factory, which will produce gunpowder, 155mm artillery shells and modular charge systems, will be developed as a joint venture between Rheinmetall and Bulgaria's largest state-owned arms factory VMZ, Sopot. The plant will create nearly 1,000 high-skilled jobs, making it one of the largest industrial projects in Bulgaria in recent years, officials said. The German company will hold a 51% share in the joint venture, and Bulgaria will finance its participation through loans under the European Safe Mechanism. After signing the agreement, Rheinmetall CEO Armin Paperger said that the new facility could be ready within 14 months and start production of up to 100,000 artillery shells annually. European Union and NATO member Bulgaria considers the project as part of the joint efforts to strengthen defense production and supply chains. Bulgarian Prime Minister Ryazan emphasized the political fact that the synergy between the EU and NATO strengthens Europe's security for the benefit of its citizens. Bulgaria was one of the major arms producers in the former Soviet bloc during the Cold War, specializing in small arms, ammunition, and light armored vehicles. The collapse of the Warsaw Pact led to a steep decline in the sector, forcing many state-owned factories to shut down. Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022 has brought a new momentum for Bulgaria's arms production, making it an important supplier of ammunition for Kiev.
Signing ceremony of a shareholders' agreement in relation to the establishment and operation of